They made the competitions easier.
Is it?
Yes. Because like I say, we used to at first fly half an hour and then we changed to 20 minutes.
Yes.
And we fly.
Okay, our next question says, do you do color balancing when you breed in your rollers?
No.
Nope. Okay, you don't believe in color balance. Is there a must in keeping your kids slightly hungry when you are flying your birds so that you can get good results?
No, they got to fly hungry. A roller is not made to fly with a full crop. They won't roll as well as they should, and you can also not manage them to get them back in a hock and all those sort of things. So I always fly my birds before I feed them.
Oh, God.
Okay, you can. That's what I say, you don't mess around with food.
Oh.
But people do this. They train their birds all the time, and now it's competition and they want them to be a little bit longer, so then they fly them hungry.
Oh,
and then maybe they roll longer, but they come and sit, or one rolls down and that sort of thing. So I don't mess around with that.
Good.
But it can make them longer if they're hungrier.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Nice. Would you say pedigree is everything for you when you're buying a bird from someone?
Yes, pedigree is everything.
Oh, got it. People say that you can never go more than 3 rounds with a pair because you tend to make the hen empty. So you need to rest them a little bit so that...
It's good. But I mean, I normally go 4 rounds.
Oh, 4 rounds.
3-4 rounds is good. She'll last longer.
Okay, some people say yellow birds don't work because they are not intelligent pigeons, or they are not built to withstand the air when they're rolling.
Yeah, my experience with yellows,
Yes.
I've had very few yellow birds that's good. The rest is below average.
Oh, shucks. Oh. There are people that swear on hens that look like cocks and cocks that look like hens. Would you say that you look for that when you're breeding? Or for you, breeding is just
It
breeding?
doesn't make any difference.
Oh, okay. How do you train your youngsters after breeding?
No, you let them out to first home and get to know the place. And then you see they want to start flying, then you chase them.
Oh,
And you just fly them every day, and they start flying longer and longer and longer periods.
oh,
I don't like to fly youngsters hungry.
oh, yes.
I have a little bit of food before, when I start training them. Not like the rest of my kid. The rest of my kid fly hungry.
Okay, let me understand you properly. You're saying that young birds and kid birds are fed differently. You can never fly a kid bird with food on their crops, and then with young birds you can never fly them when they're hungry.
No, I don't say never, but I prefer to
Feed them.
feed them a little bit before they fly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Got it.
Once they are now nice and flying for half an hour or an hour, then I treat them like the rest of the kids.
Oh, got it. Is it true that seldom rollers can be one of your best rollers?
A southern roller.
Seldom rollers, the ones that roll probably short, and then later on it's 2 seconds, then later on it's 5 seconds, then they develop with time. Would you say?
Yes. Now, most of my best birds that I've had flown in competitions,
Yes.
the first time you see them, they're rolling.
Oh.
They make a long roll, but they do. There is birds that will start at 2 seconds and get longer and longer and longer until they get to a standard. I've got no. I don't mind the one or the other. They are both okay as long as they can perform up there.
Oh, got it. Do you believe that your birds would lead you to the feed that they perform perfectly on? For example, giving them roller mix, and then you notice them eating some peas, and then you start giving them peas only, and then maybe next time you give them mealie, and then...
No, I don't mess around with food. I've got a mixture of roller mix
Yes.
plus laying pellets, 50-50.
Yes.
I breed on that and I fly on that and I don't change.
Oh, got it. I've heard people say that during the molt, you shouldn't feed birds extra feed from their usual quantity that you normally feed them because it affects the growth of the new feathers. And if you give them extra food, they tend to skip the molt.
Now, what I think you must do in molting time is give them more sunflower.
Oh,
that's the only thing you must add because of the oil in the sunflower helps with the molting. Makes it quicker. But I don't feed them any different. I just add a little bit of sunflower.
If your flying kit of youngsters reaches 5 months without them rolling, and then they give you sloppy rolls, do you carry on with training them or you get rid of that kit?
No, I'll give them chance till they're about 8 months old. And those that they can't make it. Look, the bird can take up to a year to roll. I just prefer those that roll between 3 and 8 months.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, you can't wait 2 years for a bird to roll.
After flying your birds, do you feed them straight after flying or you give them a break so that they catch their break? Or what? How do you do it?
No, most of the time, because I've got to fly a few kits, I've got a lot of birds. So you want to get them in, so you feed them straight after and let them get in. But sometimes I want them to bath.
Oh, yes.
So then I'll put bath water outside and leave them a little while, let them have a bath, and then feed them and get them in.
Oh, got it. Do you train your B team the same way you train your A team?
Yes, they all get trained the same. It's just they qualify from my hawk kit. I've got what I call a hawk kit, which is the ones that's not enrolled yet.
Yes.
I fly them first, so if the hawk comes, you can take one of them.
Yes.
And once I see a bird rolling there, it goes to the B kit, and if it's longer, it goes to the A kit.
No.
That's how I do it. But I get the same food, the same training, everything.
Oh, got it. Can you improve the strain without knowing where those birds come from? Let's say maybe you bought a bird, maybe or from you were given a bird by a friend, or you bought it at a pet shop or something like that. And another question would be, would you advise someone to use birds in starting a family with birds that he has bought from the pet shop?
No, I wouldn't bring in birds from the pet shop.
Yes.
Because you don't know what diseases they got, you don't know how they bred, what they come from, what's the point in it?
Oh, the history, the background.
You need a pedigree. So I wouldn't buy birds from pet shop, but of course you can get a bird in a pet shop with a ring on. You can find out who's the breeder and get the pedigree.
Oh.
But if it's got no information that you can actually talk to a breeder, there's no point in starting with that.
But can you improve on the performance after you bred that bird that you bought from the pet shop?
If you buy it from the pet shop,
yes.
Let's say you bought some birds from the pet shop and you mated them up and you're flying their babies and the babies perform and roll, then you can start from that.
Oh, got it.
But you rather use the babies that's rolling than parents.
Oh.
Because you know what you got.
Got it. Okay, I noticed something with your cages outside. I saw your water is outside.
Yes.
and then the birds can drink from.
Through the-
Like, what's the importance of that? Is that some?
They can't get in the water and mess in the water.
Oh,
That's the first thing. And also it's easier for me to give them water. But you don't want them to be able to bath in their drinking water and mess in there. So that's why it's better outside.
oh. Okay, you said you don't breed for the eyes. To be a great competitor during competition, would you advise flying young kids or old birds which are holdover during a competition? Would you advise?
Just the best ones. There can be a baby in there and an old bird. If they can perform and keep to the kit and group, then I'll fly.
Oh, got it. Which feed do you use on? You said you use pellets and.
Yeah, laying pellet, chicken laying pellets and roller mix.
Oh.
50-50, that's what I use.
Oh.
And I only do that because it's cheaper. If roller mix clean as it is, should be good enough.
Oh, got it. Is there anything you would want to change in the hobby or in the sports that you think that maybe if we can change here and then we will improve as pigeon fanciers?
Yeah. No, I don't think the biggest problem that I see with people is they mess around with food and additives and that sort of thing.
Oh, yes.
That's the biggest thing I see. But with the competitions, there it's a human factor.
Oh, yes.
You know, it's not like racing birds. You send a racing bird away, it comes back, goes through the clock, and nobody can change that.
Oh,
But in the roller game,
yes.
the judge stands with a stopwatch. And if he chooses not to see the whole roll, it's in his hands.
Oh,
That's the only sad thing with the roller game. We can't mechanize it, the judging.
got it. Is it true that canker is created by feeding youngsters raw seeds and you don't catch canker if you feed youngsters pellets?
I don't even get canker, so I don't know what it's from. It's never been a factor yet.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's all this, the guys are messing around too much with food and stuff.
Oh, God. What would be your advice for someone who would say that his kid goes too high to an extent that they cannot be judgeable or visible?
It's feeding them too much.
It's feeding them too much.
Yes.
Oh, shucks. Whew. Oh. Nice. Okay, why do you prefer S8 distance over Birmingham's?
No, that's just what I like. I like the distance that I roll.
Oh.
There's Birmingham it's not a nice long roll. It's nice maybe for a kid, and they enjoy it, but I don't like it. I like a long roll.
Oh, got it. Is it possible to fly an S8 distance kit for the whole year without swapping any bird from the kit?
Yes.
And without them dying or something like that?
Yes.
Have you ever done that before?
Yes.
Or let's say for competition then.
The same kit flies the whole year.
Without even losing anything
You don't lose anything now.
without them being long and crashing.
The hawk might take one.
Oh.
Yeah. But normally what happens is sometimes you get a young bird that's a bit longer than one that you fly, you change those around. But you don't lose it, that bird's still there.
Oh, got it. Since you have been in the sport for so long, do you have any tricks or skills to share in terms of breeding, preventing sicknesses, how to get a long bird, how to keep it for the whole year, like you've been doing over the years?
I don't do anything special. I don't do anything actually.
Is it?
But like I say, I'm on a farm, and it could be different in the cities. But I don't like messing around with food and medicines and all this stuff. That is what causes trouble.
Oh,
That's why you're losing birds. I mean, even pox.
yes.
People have got lights on in their hocks
Oh,
at night. That creates place for the mosquitoes to come and attack the bird. You shouldn't have lights on, it should be dark.
oh, yes, yes.
And that sort of thing. So just be natural about it. Don't try and make something different out of it.
Oh, got it, got it. Which of your family do you think performs best, according to you?
Over all the years, my white family has been the best.
Oh, when you say the best, you're saying that meets all the essay distance standard?
Yes.
Or you mean length only?
No, all the standards and more of them.
Oh, rolling, kitting, grouping,
Yes.
everything, all of that standard.
Yes.
Oh, the white family.
Yeah, my white family is very good.
Any advice for people who want to fly competition?
Yeah, the main thing is the training, the preparing for a competition. You must see your birds, know which birds does what. Don't try and fly out of one kit. As you see your young birds coming on, take the better ones and put them together and train them together. And call that your competition kit. So at the end of the day, if you've got a 6-bird competition to fly,
Yes.
you should have a kit, maybe males and females of about 6 or 7 birds that you training, and you keep adjusting with them. That's how I used to handle it.
Oh, correct. With all of your years that you have in raising roller pigeons, what do you think sets you apart from everyone, and what do you do differently from other fanciers?
I love my pigeons. The thing is, I think that I concentrate on my families.
Oh, yes.
I don't bring in strange birds, and I'm strict with selection in the air.
Oh,
I think that's what makes a difference. And I don't think everybody does that. And the fact that I'm not using various families to try and breed rollers, and I don't mess around with food and medicine. Those are the things that I think is the difference.
Oh. With all of your 50 plus years of breeding roller pigeons, do you have all the records of your birds?
Yes.
All of them?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, shucks. Okay. What is the longest bird that you've ever seen in your life?
That I bred myself.
Yes.
35 seconds.
35 seconds.
Yeah, that opened.
Oh.
Doesn't roll down, open. I never bred with him, but that's the longest bird that I've bred that can open.
Oh, yes.
There's I've had longer ones that can't open.
Oh.
But them I kill. I don't keep them.
Oh. So from anyone that maybe your friends that you were competing with, the longest bird you've ever seen, not in your cages or loft. From friends, the longest.
I saw a bird 47 seconds.
47 seconds.
A guy in Middelburg 1 year.
Yes.
That didn't last long.
Oh, is it? Yeah. What was his name? The guy from Middelburg?
Krier.
Who?
Johan Krier.
Oh, Johan Krier.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Is there anything that you think everyone is doing that you'd want maybe to help? You see them doing it continuously, and you probably be like, no, don't do that. Is there something that you see that fences?
I'm far away from the guys now, so I don't really see anybody. But what I pick up on the groups.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, people change their birds a lot. The guy's got birds for 2 years or something, and then he brings in other birds, and then he tries something else instead of building a family.
Oh, so okay. Based on that, I was having a conversation with the guys when we were coming here on your way. Would you say someone who's using different lines, someone who's breeding with different lines, and this person, and then the other guy is breeding from a family that he's built. The other one that built a family, and the other one that doesn't use a family. Which breeder would you say is doing it properly?
The guy that's building a family. The guy that's got a family that he's working on. You, in the long run, will be the better breeder.
So in a competition, you'd never go too far without you flying a competition that a family that you've built yourself.
Yes, that is the first option. This mixed families, yeah, you can have good results, but you won't carry on having good results. Sometimes it'll be good, and sometimes it'll be bad. But the birds that you end up having to replace to breed with, you don't know where they come from. That is the problem. If you got your own family, you can reproduce 97.5% of a bird by selective breeding.
Oh, yes,
You use a cock with 2 hens or a hen with 2 cocks, and you can replace that original bird.
Oh,
So breed him 90% of the same blood in him again. So if that's your standard, you can do it that way. Now you can have 2 or 3 families like that and eventually cross them together. But they'll still be related and you'll have good results. You'll be able to predict the results.
Is it?
Yeah, with this using family from this guy and a family from that guy and the next guy, you can't predict. You'll breed some good ones, you'll breed some bad ones, but you can't predict what they'll do. That's the difference.
Interesting.
That's why pedigree is very important.
Oh. Yeah. So would you buy a bird that didn't have pedigree from anyone?
No.
Would you take a bird? You'd never.
No, what I'll do with it.
So for you, pedigree, what is pedigree? Would I be wrong if I said to you, pedigree is what tells you that this bird comes from this, and then pedigree is how do you feed your birds? Don't feed this family like this, feed it like this, don't fly it. What is pedigree according to you?
To me, is where is it the original birds that you started from?
Oh, that bred.
Yes. Now you got record of all of that. So at the end of the day, if you want to put this one to that one, you need to know, is it out of this original one or is that?
Yes.
That's the only way you can predict the results. The rest is the heat in the dark, you don't know. Could be good, it could be bad. But if you want to really build something that, you know the difference with bloodlines?
Yes.
You can guarantee a bloodline.
Is it?
Yeah, if I give you 2 birds out of a bloodline and tell you mate this to that, you will breed rollers out of them. But if you take a bird from me and you take one from Arimatea and you put them together, you guess it could work or it couldn't.
Oh, yes.
That's the difference. And it's also what suits your hand. You know, you can select a family that you like the style, you like the color, you like everything, and breed along them.
Yes.
But with different lines together, you're just guessing.
Interesting. Oh, so you should start a family.
Yeah, now I reckon you must start with a family.
So in your family of birds, you said you have different bloodlines.
Yeah,
so
4 families.
Oh, 4 families. So do they complement one another? Do they go together?
Sometimes.
Oh, sometimes.
When I want to correct something, let's say out the whites, the birds are the style is not good.
Oh, yes.
Then I can put them to the blacks. Just once, bring one in, and breed myself something, and I correct it. Then I've got that style fixed up again. Otherwise, I've got to come to you and buy one from you, which I don't know what it is. But mine I do know, because I've seen each one that I put in style.
Oh, yes. Interesting. Okay, here's another question. With hens, when should they be bred? Hens? Do you breed young hens, or which age, or how old are they supposed to be so that they can start breeding properly.
No,
Because can I explain something? I've experienced with hens, at 8 months, they can breed, yes. But then with taking care of the nest, building a proper nest, and taking care of the babies, and making sure that the eggs are fertile, sometimes they tend to fail. But when I breed birds that are older, they tend to do a better job compared to the others. So according to you, which is the right time to breed your hens?
No, I think once she lays, the one first set of babies, maybe she won't look after, but from there she'll go. Once she lays eggs,
Yes.
and she's healthy, you can breed with her.
Even if it's at 7 months, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't like to do before they're a year old.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. No, personally, I don't like to.
Also, according to you, the standard that you set for yourself is you breed birds that are 1 year and older.
Older, yeah.
Oh, got it. Oh, interesting.
They're better parents, and they can handle the whole situation better. Up to 1 year, they're still growing and getting strong.
Oh, okay. Which clubs have you ever flown with?
Which clubs?
Yeah,
The
you
WRV,
yes.
that was in Roderpoort,
Yes.
and Sotru, Zuidoostelike Roller Vereniging.
Oh,
Sotru, those are the two clubs that I've flown in.
interesting. Okay, so I heard people say that's the guys from Pretoria with the Pretoria birds, the Ken White. They've introduced some of your birds in there. No wonder they're alone. Is it true?
I don't know. A lot of my birds went to a guy by the name of Mitchell Nordia,
Yes.
and he sold it all over the show. But I don't know if they've crossed him. There is guys that's flying my birds.
Oh, yes.
George Small,
Yes.
I bred 40 birds for him.
Oh, yes.
For Van Grobler, I bred 40 birds. So those bloodlines are inner things there, but the guys are not all admitting it.
Oh. They say it's birds that they bred
It's
themselves.
their own bloodline. They call them the Witkoppe, which is the old Ken White. Yeah. So they don't always admit it, but there is guys that fly my birds on a group inner clubs that
yes.
admit that they fly my birds.
Oh, yes. Because last time I was at an auction and I saw some of your birds being auctioned and I wanted one of them, by the way. I missed out on that one. Oh, okay.
They don't all admit it. But anyway, that's not what it's about. If they're happy with them, I'm happy.
Oh, yes. Oh, so would you say that we're improving on the pigeons from back in the years? Are we improving or we're going backwards?
No, I think the guys are trying. They made the competitions easier.
Is it?
Yes. Because like I say, we used to at first fly half an hour, and then we changed to 20 minutes.
Yes.
And we fly from a 12 bird down to a 6 bird.
Oh.
And we used to have what we call a groot praat, big jaw competition, which was for these long ones.
Oh, yes.
You could call the judges and say, you've got this long one. They come out to judge you.
Yes.
You put that bird out with a couple at kapoom, and then you judge it, and it rolls 20 seconds. The guy with the longest roller wins that cup, the groot praat cup. Okay, yes. Now they fly those groot praat birds in a competition, but some of the competitions 15 minutes, and it's over before you started. So those birds haven't got the guts of the old birds. Okay,
based on that, what you just said, would you say that it's advisable for someone to fly a competition is 15 minutes? And then say maybe you have birds that are 35 seconds, 40 seconds. Yeah. Would you advise someone to fly birds that are that long?
No.
Why not? Because it's SA distance.
Only flying one bird to win a competition. Because if you look at the score average,
yes,
35 divided by 5 is 7. And you take 3 of that means it's an average of 4 seconds per bird. He's only flown 1 roller. Instead of flying 6 rollers or 5 rollers that all roll 6 seconds.
Interesting.
So, I mean, you got to look after this one, and in the next competition, that one's gone. He's rolled down, dead.
Oh yes, because they never last. The longer they are, they never last. So you prefer short birds to long birds?
Yeah, I want them 5 to 8 seconds.
Oh, got it.
I've
Got
got
it.
Just go for